Hi, I'm a stake indexing director, and today I'd like to show you how to index the U.S.-Georgia World War II Draft Registration Cards project in FamilySearch Indexing. Now, this is a return to this project. This has already been indexed before, and we are re-indexing the project with much of the same information, but not everything. So the main thing is that we're not indexing this time the name of the principal person, so the name of the person who is registering for the draft. That is not being indexed this time. But much of the rest of the information is the same. So even if you've worked on this project before, this is going to be a little bit different. So I've already done the first line here, the first card, and I'm going to go on to the second one because there's a little bit something that's a little different on this card that I wanted to show you. So we'll just start right in. You see the first entry is once again not the name, but we are to enter the birth town or country, and you can find a county, I'm sorry, birth town or county, and you can find that here, box number 5, place of birth. Now in this case it has both the town and the county, and that's what I wanted to show you. So we are only going to enter the town. So since it says town or county and town comes first, we only enter the town. Okay, going on, Georgia, country of citizenship, that's over here, and it says USA, and in this project if you look at the field help, you'll see that it says if the country was misspelled, spell it correctly, and if it was abbreviated, and you can determine what the abbreviation stands for, type the complete name. So in this case, USA is expanded to United States, all right, not United States of America, just United States. That's pretty standard for these indexing projects. Okay, now we come to the contact person, and there are two types of cards in this project, that is two types of formats. This is the first type, so we have here the name of person, line 7, who will always know your address. First we need their given names. It looks like this says Gartita. Okay, and then none means she has no middle name. And then the surname, Smith. This Mrs. does not get indexed anywhere. There's no field for the for titles and terms. Okay, relationship, that's here in this separate box, box 8, and it does say wife, so that's fine. If we don't have the information about what relationship they are, just because they're Mrs., we can't assume that it's the wife. So, but in this case, it does say that. Okay, next we have the residence, town, or city. Here, that's the next line, number 9, address of that person, that is of the contact person. Okay, so here we have town or city is Soperton. Okay, the residence county, and I'm going to type in what it says here, Trutland, and now notice it turns red, which means that the system doesn't recognize it, and the system should recognize all of the Georgia counties. So let's go ahead and look it up and see what's happened. Why didn't it recognize it? And now we can see what the problem is. It was misspelled. So it should actually be spelled like this, with an EU. And let's go and check the field help. Oh, sorry, I need to cancel that. Check the field help and see if we are allowed to correct misspellings. And it says here, if the county was misspelled, spell it correctly. So yes, we can. I'll fill that in with an E. And now you see that it's the red is gone. So that's fine. Then the resident state, and it does actually say Georgia here. So sometimes on the address line we'll find that it doesn't actually say the state. They thought, they assume you know it's Georgia. But if it doesn't actually say Georgia, we can't fill that in. But it does here, so that's okay. And that's all for this card. So we'll go on to the next card. I'll just do a couple of these. Once again, birth town or county, that's here, Oriana. Birth state or country, Georgia. United States is citizenship. Context given name. Okay, once again, this is the same type of card as before. Hulda May Smith. Wife, Mrs. does not get put in anywhere. Okay, now we have the contact's residence, town or city, and this says something like point or port. I'm not sure what that PT is. PT Wentworth. So I'm going to see if that's actually the name of a town. So it ends with Wentworth, and it is. Okay, Port Wentworth. So I'm going to go accept selected. That's the name of the town. So even though it's written in over the number and street part of the address, it's actually the town. Okay, and then Chatham is the county and Georgia. Okay, next one. This handwriting is a little harder to read. Okay, so we have here the birth town or county, and this time they filled in Wheeler, CO, Wheeler County. So we just put in Wheeler, we don't put the word county. Okay, the state is here, given. Now this is the second type of card. As I mentioned, there are two types of cards in this project, and this one does not have a field, a box for the citizenship. And we cannot assume just because the individual was born in the United States, so I mean we know if someone's born in the US, that automatically gives them citizenship, but we can't put that. It has to actually say it on the card, and so we have to leave that blank. Mark the field blank. Okay, context given name. Now again, this is a little bit different format, so we find that here, Ella Mae Smith, and now there's no field for the relationship, so we have no idea what the relationship is. Sometimes they will have written in on here on this line, sometimes they'll write in that it's the wife or mother or whatever the relationship is, but they haven't in this case, so we must leave that blank. Then the residence, that's on the same line. Okay, so make sure you don't skip down and look at the next line for the residence of the contact. It's on the same line, this line 7 on this type of card. In this case it says rents and then GA. There's no county given, rents, Georgia. Okay, you can't go look up what county rents is in. It has to actually say it on the card. Okay, we'll do another one of this type. So here we have the place of birth, Cordele. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce these places. Looks like Cordele to me. Georgia. Again, citizenship does not say anywhere. Contact person is here, Mabel Smith. And it doesn't say what the relationship is. We have no idea. Just because she's Mrs., we don't know that it's the wife. Residence, Tifton, no county, Georgia. Okay, this card, everything's been crossed off, and it says there's a note at the top that this person has died, but that doesn't matter. The general rule is in indexing, if an entry has been crossed out and there's no correction, then you index what was crossed out. You index the original entry, and so that's what we'll do. Place of birth, Atlanta, state, Georgia. This is again the first type of card. It says the citizenship. Okay, given names, that's down here. Evie Carrollton Smith. Okay, and so even though Carrollton looks like it was probably her maiden name, we can't assume that. It doesn't say it's her maiden name. Could just be that she had, as a middle name, she had a family name as her middle name. So we must index it like this. Smith, and now it says over here relationship is mother, and that her residence was in Atlanta, Fulton County, Georgia. Okay, and there's one more, so I won't do the last one. But so this is this project with the same cards as we've already indexed before in an earlier phase of this project. We're re-indexing them, but without the name of the principal. So it's a pretty easy project. Handwriting can sometimes be a little tricky, but you just need to make sure you only index exactly what is on the card. Don't assume anything, and don't go look up additional information. So that's it. Have fun indexing, and thanks for watching.